Welcome back everyone. Today I have another video for Oden. Before we start, remember I have a new Discord. If you guys want to join, let's talk about like different decks, different ideas. Let's have a community there. Just links in the description below. Just join the Discord. And yeah, let's go into the deck profile. So Oden, it's one of the decks that I like the most. And I wanted to play it again. This time I switched the deck a little bit. The first version that I did for OP2, which was really fun, was one just trying to just have a lot of dual attackers and being like super, like having a curve so powerful that like I could do like 4, 6, 8 and they're just unbeatable, right? But I toned down the deck a little bit. I want to have more options with this leader, and I think this works very well. I did very well on the games that I was playing, and I think one of the reasons is just this Kiemon is way too powerful, and there is not much removal for 6 right now in the meta. Like no one is playing Kaido, and the only leaders that actually get rid of this are I mean, it can get Jet Pistol for what it's worth. But there's a lot of cards in your deck that want to get Jet Pistol, so that's fine. And if they get Pistol this, that's the whole turn, and you also get to develop an Okiku, and Okiku is an annoyance for every deck. So the deck does very well, being able to attack twice with all your cards. Like there's some turns that are just undefendable with this leader, and you get to play the game depending on how the opponent is playing. You get to react very well, and that's why I like this deck. I like how it is right now. Oden, I still will defend this one on this leader. Oden with Oden, it works very well. I think the other A-drop is just too slow. There's a lot of removal for him, so it's just not worth playing him right now. I think you just want to have a win condition, multiple win condition, and these two work very well for that reason. And you can just use your turn, spend all your energy doing these two leaders, these two abilities, and you're gonna do very well. Like you don't need anything else to win. And then the excess energy, you get to play a killer, you get to keep up upon Gibson. That's just what you get to do with this leader, which is really good. And, you know, this is our value cards that you get to play for free with the Law, or you get to play for free with the Kiemon. And that's some, like, nice concept that you get to do here. You get to play your Nekokomushis and your Isus early on, and then buy them back to my hand, and then play one of the 3 drops. That's why I like the Law in this deck so much. And I will keep playing it this way. It offered me some good results, and I think this is a nice way to play the deck. With that being said, let's go ahead and see some gameplays. Alright, and we're gonna play against Kiemon. I have the Bonnie, and I just decided to use it right now because it's just gonna be hard to keep up and get more value out of, especially with the hand that I have. I did go second. I won the die roll, so that's pretty good for me. In the mirror, you always want to go second. And here, well, yeah, he was gonna kill the Bonnie. However, I do have a good play here next coming up. I was scared of him playing a Yamato, as that one was gonna be a much harder card to remove. But here I do get to, if he play an Okiku or the Raizo, I was much more prepared for that one. With the Cat Viper, but the Okiku, the Yamato would have been the harder one for me to remove. Here I'll just take this one. That's fine. For 5 energy, he could play a Yamato, but he plays a lot 0 value. I'm fine with that. That's pretty good for me. However, that's a blocker, and I'll attack the leader. See if he wants to make a mistake here by comboing out. Or he just 5k or blocking. If he blocks, then I might have an avenue to just kill the Law by battle. But I mean, I want to see what he wants to do first, as I want to develop my Kiemon here right now. And he's going to combo out. That's a mistake. You should take the first life always. But yeah, I mean, okay, that's fine. I'll take it. I'll develop my card, and here I'm much better position right now. So here my opponent does have going first the best play that they can do, which is gonna be Oden, I think. I'll take the first damage. Also, they do have the Oden, and since he should have attacked with the Law first if he was gonna play the Oden. because that way I maybe would not have a combo out of this one. But now that I see the Oden, I'm a bit more concerned. I might have to out combo out of attacks. But that's fine. He did attack with the law because he saw my Okiku, and then he was thinking that I was gonna tap it anyway. But if that was gonna be the case, he should have let me attack the life, take a life, and then tap the Okiku, and then I have less cards to attack the law with. But he didn't do it that way, so now I get to poke him, and if he wants to keep defending this law, it feels like a mistake. Yeah, that's definitely a mistake. It's not correct. Maybe he wants me to tap the Kiemon so he can kill it, but I'm okay with that. Instead of any of that, so I get to use. I could play another Raizo, but I don't think it's gonna be it's not gonna be that impactful. Instead, I'm gonna play a Momosuke, which is gonna function as a blocker because he does want to get rid of this one. And I'm gonna get another Kiemon because I need another threat because I'm kind of light on threats right now. And if he does get rid of my Kiemon, I need something else to work. And I use my leader ability here. That's why I also play the Momonosuke, because I wanted to untap the energy too. So that is energy neutral when I do it this way. And I'm not gonna attack the leader anymore because I want to try to KO the Oden, and if I don't, in order for me to do that, he needs to attack with the Oden and not untap him. And I'm trying to set up a board where I can just try to kill him in one turn, because he has he's so low on hand size. So I'm trying to do that for myself. He attacks for, he should maybe just attack for like a big number, get rid of the something else here. But he tries to remove my Momo because he knows that's going to give me a lot of value. And that's understandable. That one I understand, but I'm okay with that. That's the reason I played the Momo though. And then here, he attacks for 10 at my life. I should have taken that one, by the way, because going to 2 life, it was I was fine with that. And if he untaps and KOs my my Kiemon, then I think that was actually correct, because it would have taken me like my whole turn to try to get rid of the Oden, and then I wouldn't have been able to do any other play. But if he lets it untapped, then I can do many plays actually. I can just attack for the with the Cat Viper, and he knew I had the Kiemon, so now I get to do like everything. I get to attack for 5 here. And then he takes it, and then my plan was to just play the Kiemon and pass. But now my opponent used the Punk Gibson out of life, so now I do get to attack for free with my Okiku. Because yeah, I mean, he already has a good target that he can KO, so might as well give in another one. That's not even a problem. And again, he keeps comboing out, and he doesn't have any cards in hand, so he just keeps doing this. He doesn't have enough cards to defend himself, and that's just gonna be really important for me to be able to win the game. Here, I assume he wants to use. Well, I don't know what he's trying to do here, but he reveals Anisu. That's a 2k counter, I think. So then here he attacks for 6. 6 is a weird number, but I do get to a combo to that one. He's trying to use his energy efficiently here this turn. I don't know what he can do with 2, 4, 6, 7. He didn't use the leader ability. I think that might have been a misplay. He has an Okiku, I think. No, I don't know. I don't know what he has, but he should have used the leader ability, so he could have attacked with bigger numbers here. But that's neither here nor there, I guess. He attacks for 8 at my Okiku, and I will defend it because he either untaps it and attacks the Kiemon or the Okiku again to try to get rid of it, and then at that point I can get rid of the 8-drop. Or he untaps it and I get to just untap with this board, which is gonna probably be enough to win the game. And yeah, he plays an Okiku and he plays a blocker. So if he would have used the leader ability, I think we would have one more energy. He probably doesn't know about that interaction with the Momonosuke, where you can call the leader ability first and then play the Momonosuke. Well, yeah, I mean, maybe it's not the first time playing the deck. However, here I do wanna get my card first before I can hit something out of life that can just KO my Raizo, and I do need the resources so I can attempt to go for game. And attacking for 5 is fine, because if he wants to out combo, it just makes it much easier for me to just go for game. So yeah, I know I'm probably not gonna be able to win this turn, or I could try, but I mean, I don't need to win this turn as long as because now I'm super advantaged. As long as he doesn't get to untap with any card like other than the Oden, I should be enough to win the game, because I'm gonna force a lot of cards out of him here. But if he does untap with the Oden and Okiku and the leader, he might have a chance to win. So I do have to get rid of the Okiku as a priority. But since he doesn't have any more like the Okiku, I have to attack for big numbers because I have a full board and I don't really want to get rid of any of the cards in my board. So I am going to try to just deal the damage. He takes it here, and I'm just gonna keep attacking for 7s here. And I do make a mistake here because it's gonna happen here where he takes this last attack and I attack for 7 when I shouldn't have. He doesn't have enough counter power to get rid of this to out combo the Okiku. But the better play would have been for sure to attack with all the energy, because I wasn't sure what I was gonna do. I was thinking maybe playing the 2 blockers just to stop his whole turn. But I think a better play would have been for me to attack with everything. Even if he does out combo out of that attack, then the next turn, the best thing that he can do is he has to out combo basically his whole hand to out combo out of this one. And his best play is going to be remove the best 3 cards on my board, which are going to be the 2 Kiemons and my Okiku. And then, but I'm still going to be able to untap with, and then maybe play a blocker. Or yeah, that's probably what he gets to do. Or keep up a Pong Gibson, but Pong Gibson is easy to beat. So he has to play like a blocker probably. So then I also have the Isu for that matter. So I just needed to force as many cards out of my opponent's hand this turn. And I knew I couldn't die the following turn because I have 3 life. So he only has 3 attacks. So it wasn't possible for me to lose. So that was a better play for me. So I just wanted to showcase what it would have been you just have to learn from that small misplay that I made there. Okay, and we're gonna play against Ivankov. They're going first, and they have a good opening with the boogie, and they get a blocker out of that search, so that's pretty good. Here I'll just use my bunny and develop the blocker, because for blue it is much harder for them to remove my bunny. So I'm okay with just playing her out and just see where this takes me. I could use it next turn. Maybe if he doesn't play anything else here, I get to tap the bogey and get to use it and use the bunny as a blocker at that point. However, he does play something else just to try to combat that. And yeah, that's good on my opponent. I'll have to use the bunny now because I have no other option. I keep up 1 energy up, just trying to bluff like what's you might call it, the waterfall, but my opponent doesn't fall for it, so he just attacks. He should have played around that one, but it doesn't matter. I was gonna take the damage either way, both damage here. Here I do want to play my Kiemon and trying to just get anything like cards going here. Because the best way to beat Ivankov is definitely having enough attackers to where it doesn't matter what the board is. As long as I can attack for a bunch of cards in 1 turn, they're usually just going to have 2 cards in hand, and I'm going to be able to just out-combo out of that. Like, I'm going to be able to just outpace my opponent at that point. Here, he uses the Luffy and pitches 2 Mihawks, going first. I know he's going second, so Mihawk seems to be a bit too... No. He was going first. Yeah, that seems like a mistake. He could have played a Mihawk next turn, and that would have been really good. That would have actually turned out the tie of the game, probably. But, I mean, my opponent didn't see that play. So I get to do this. I get to play my Oden. Oden, attack for 5 here. If he wants to a combo, and he does. And I could attack with more. But I didn't want to leave myself exposed here. So I think he wants to do an Ivankov play either way. So this way, I prevent him from using the Ivankov, and at the same time getting the 2 cards at the end of the turn. So it should be just fine this way. I could have taken it alive here, but that doesn't really matter. I just need to gain control of the board, and that should be enough for me to win. Here he bounces back my my guy. I use the Pawn Gibson, and it feels like it was a mistake on my opponent's end, because he could have attacked for 7, but he was feeling a little bit greedy by trying to get like the double strike into attacking with everything else, and he got his blocker tapped, and like he's not in a great spot right now. However, he does get to attack with 5, and he's 7, so he's representing the Ivankov for sure. Let's see what he draws, because he doesn't know what's in the top of the deck. So this is kind of like whatever. Okay, so he got the best possible card that he could get. This way he can bounce back my Cat Viper, and now I don't have a dual attacker, and that's much better for him. As now I have to find a way to just deal the damage. Here I'll attack the blocker first. It doesn't matter the order. I'm gonna remove the board for sure. And here I attacked the Luffy, and my opponent made a huge mistake here. Actually, he out-comboed the Luffy, so he was gonna lose it either way. But here, this way, I get to not attack the leader, and they're gonna draw 1 card only. So now the Luffy cannot activate the ability, so he cannot bounce back either my blocker or my Raizo. So the dual attack is not an option anymore. And now I get enough cards to where if he attacks with the Luffy, I'm gonna be able to KO it, and I'm super good right now. So that was an enormous misplay on my opponent's side, that didn't have the foresight to see that he was gonna only get 1 card at the end of that, like all of that, and that put me in a much better spot to try to win the game that way. Because he made that small misplay. It's not always that easy to recognize those plays, and here I just get to take advantage of that fact. He plays the Mihawk and attacks for the biggest number that he can do, but 8 here, 8 I can now combo easily. And I have 1 life, so I have a fail safe in case of anything. And here I'm just gonna be able to clear the 2 cards that he has on board. Now it's okay for him to out combo both, because I mean he's gonna lose them anyway, but it forces me to spend energy trying to get rid of both of them. Before I attack the leader and give him a card, I have to get rid of the Ivankov, so that's what I do. And now I can attack the leader without repercussions. And I attack with the Kiemon, untap my 5, and then attack with my Kiemon again, and he combos out of that one. That's fine, because I knew I was not gonna go for game this turn. And I used my leader ability here, discard my my other Oden, because I knew that I was not gonna play a second Oden this game, and instead of me just playing another Oden and wasting a whole turn, I wanted to keep up the killer, so I can draw a card this turn, and I can protect my board much easier, much more efficiently, and that was the reason I decided to do this play this way. And he has again another Ivankov, it seems like, because there is no way he pitches an Ivankov when he needs another one. But I think he should have attacked with the with this guy first. Like try to set up what the cards that he can best keep in hand and what he can play with the Ivankov maybe. I don't know. It's not up to me. I don't know his hand. I don't know his thinking on this one. He attacks for 6. I will out-combo to that one because this one is much easier to out-combo than like whatever number on the leader. And here, yeah, he's gonna attack. It doesn't matter where he attacks. I was gonna block it anyway. And here, okay, now I get to untap with this board, which is gonna be really good because I have 5 attacks at the bare minimum. So yeah, that's really impossible for them to defend, even through a blocker. But I'm gonna see what they want to do. Okay, so he lets it die. I'll attack here, but I don't want to give him any chance of winning the game, because the best option, because I could have maybe go for game in like in different numbers and risk it, but once if I get like Brick Fist out of life, I lose the game. And second, if I if I just go for game and he gets on top with 3 cards and he has like a bounce spell or something, I lose the game. So here I have to secure my my win. So I knew that with only 1 card, the only way that I lose this game now from this spot is if he gets to play something that bounces back my blocker and he has 2 attackers to go for my last life. That's the way that I lose the game. And in order for me to prevent that from happening, I'm gonna use the I attacked for 8 on the first attack. He took that life, and now I'm just gonna use the rest of my energy on that attack, so my opponent is forced to block, and I know that he cannot clear my like even if he clears like 1 card or my Oden or whatever he wants to clear here, I have enough attacks for next turn to win the game. I just needed for him to not be able to win the game. That 1 turn. So that was important. That's something that you have to keep in mind when you're playing this leader. And here, it doesn't matter what he's going to attack here. I can out combo whatever. He needed a bunch of blockers to try to survive next turn. And yeah, I mean, here I just get to block. And there's just no possible way that he's going to be able to out combo this. So yeah, I mean, it's some things that you have to keep in mind when you're playing and you try to play correctly. This is the correct way to play. Here, it doesn't matter what numbers I do. Like, there's just no way my opponent cannot combo this turn. Like, he only has 3 cards in hand and 2 blockers, and I have way more than that. I can attack with 7 on everything, so it's just like impossible for him to attack to win this game. So I do get to win the game here, and very convincingly. I could even combo with a Pawn Gibson, like if I wanted to. I had the option to, instead of, I don't know, if he has some weird like combination that he can survive this one. Like, I could have gone Momosuke, tap 2, get maybe a 2k or a 1k, replace the Momosuke, pitch the Okiku, and get keep up a Pawn Gibson, and that would have been enough to survive the next turn as well. So yeah, there was not possible way to lose the game. Unless I decide to lose the game. Oh, okay, and we have our matchup here against Kiemon. Here he chose to go second, so it's much better for them. And my hand is not terrible. I feel like it's missing something here, but let's see what we can get here with Bonnie probably. I don't want to play the Bonnie because he can't tap it. I don't want to expose it too early or being forced to use it. He does the Bonnie, however, and that's fine. That's a perfectly fine play. And I could play the Raizo, but if he has a Yamato, I don't want to have to defend my Raizo or just lose my Raizo, because that's going to be a really important card for me. So I'd rather play my Raizo with my Law, where I can maybe protect it, or is more protected. I can get at least the card back. And yeah, I want to get some value out of the Raizo. It's going to be really important. And yeah, as I was expecting, he did have the Yamato, and that's why I played the killer. I needed to force the Yamato out of the hand, and that was my way to doing it. And here I drew the best possible card that I could have drawn, I think, because it allows me, it's a 2k, it allows me to attack the Momo, and just keep developing, and now I have a good target that I can swap with Law, and that was just really important for me. Here next turn, I'm definitely going to do Law, and I'm going to swap the Iso into something else if it's not dead, but that's why I play 2 cards, so I can get that value. Or I could also get the Bonnie value, get a card for free, and get, like, if he kills my Iso, I'm just going to use the Bonnie, swap it back, and do the swap with the Bonnie. I got the first 2 life because I need cards so I can probably defend my board. With 6 energy, I don't know what he could play that is going to be scary. So I have to be... I mean, there's nothing I can really do here. Just wait and see what he does. He plays the Yamato. Yamato is a card that it could be scary, and the blocker as well. So these cards could be really scary. I have to maneuver here correctly. I was thinking about playing this guy, the Viper, so I can tap the Yamato, and then I can attack it with the ISO and then swap it back with the Law. But I was thinking maybe that's not correct, because that's just, it feels like I'm being a little bit like keeping myself really unprotected here. And I just also wanted to attack with the leader, just getting more cards out of my opponent's hand. So I decided to just do in the middle approach, where I just play the blocker and use the extra energy to use my killer here. And yeah, here now my opponent is in a different spot of the game, where like the best play that he can do is probably just play the A drop. And if he had the A drop there, I probably would have lost. Because he gets to untap with this board, and then I have to deal with the A drop, which is not that it's not that good when I don't have my own A drop out already. So yeah, I do get like a pass there because of that. He had the option of killing the Raizo or killing my blocker, and he opts for the blocker. I think that might have been a mistake. I think the Raizo was gonna offer me more value. I mean, they're gonna get no, but yeah, it was probably right. And I got a Pong Gibson out of life, but I think I used it incorrectly. I think I should have used it maybe on the blocker rather. I wanted him or used it on the Yamato, so I didn't have to combo a 1K. My reasoning behind why I did it on the X-Strike is because I wanted to use the 3 cards that I had on board to KO the if he attacks with the Yamato, of course, to KO the 3 other cards that he has on board. But after I started my other turn, I decided that it was probably better to just play another La and keep developing my board. So yeah, I felt like I made a mistake there, and I learned from that one. I should have kept my Pong Gibson, or Pong Gibson like something else, like not that one exactly. But it's fine. I have to recover from that one and just not let it affect me, because you cannot always play perfect, and sometimes you do make mistakes and you have to learn from them. Here, however, I'll just use my Raizo to destroy that one, and as I was saying, I'm just gonna keep developing my board, hoping that I can outpace his, like I can use these Raizos to get me back into this game. And I'm gonna keep up the Pong Gibson as I mean, it's gonna be really good, right? Maybe my opponent should have attacked with the cards that he has on board instead. I don't know. Maybe he attacks with ISO first. Though I can out combo an ISO, so I can protect my Raizo. It is free to out combo the Raizo. But let's see how he decides to go about it. He attacks for 6. 6 into my Law. I definitely gonna have to defend that one. And then he attacks for probably with the ISO. I mean, I'm representing Pong Gibson, so he should play around that one. No, he attacks for 7. And then this just ends the turn, and I get to untap with 2 Raizos. That is going to give me 2 cards. That's going to be huge. And however, he does have the Oden here. So he's finally found the Oden, and that's going to be important for him. And he defends this one, which I don't even think is correct. And I get the Kiemon here, and that's good, but not at the same time. And I get the Okiku, and I'm thinking, okay, that would be really good if I have 1 less card in my board, but I don't. However, my opponent incidentally just plays a card that removes the card that I just attacked with, and that was perfect. So now these 2 cards that didn't really do much, now I get to play them, and now I have a really scary board. Now my opponent has to think of what he's gonna do. He only has 2 cards in hand. Yeah, he has an Oden, but that's not enough to win here. And if he attacks with the Oden twice, yeah, he might kill something, but I'm gonna be able to let the law die because it was fun. Here I'll block with this one because he only attacked for 5. And then he uses the Oden, attacks for 8, but now 8, I can just defend it because he saw that I let the first law die. He attacked for 8, but like, yeah, now I defend, and now he's in real trouble now. Because whatever he plays, I can maneuver my way around it. Now a Cat Viper is just not good enough. And if he's not gonna use the rest of his energy, he really made a mistake there. And I want to save the Okiku for when I kill, because I'm definitely gonna be able to kill the this guy, the Oden. And the block is fine because he forces more of my energy. I'm trying to play around the Pawn Gibson, and this probably is the best way for me to do it. By just attacking with this one. I could also try to play the law, but again, I have to be careful. I have to be careful around the Pawn Gibson. And I also wanted to get the card that he got from getting the Okiku was incorrect also, because I could attack the Okiku. So yeah, that kind of felt like it was incorrect. And I get to untap the Okiku, and then I get to clear his board completely. And because I can do that, then I also get to develop my Bonnie, because now he doesn't have enough attacks to just try to clear my board. So he can only defend one thing. And I just get to play another one, and I'm going to get more value out of this Bonnie if he gets to survive. So my board is completely nuts right now, and my opponent has nothing on board. So I feel like my opponent could have done some other plays that would have given him the game. If he took more life early, like if he played it more, like taking the life is just like good. Like being so overly defensive can lose you a game if the opponent knows how to like maneuver around like being hyper defensive. You have to be able to take a couple of hits early on, so you can have a better late game. And here is just like, yeah, I completely understand why my opponent considers it. It's just like, there is nothing that he can do. There is nothing in this board that he can remove that is going to win him the game. Even if he gets to remove something. Because he might not. Alright, and for the final thoughts on the deck. I love this deck. Playing it is just so fun. And if you play it correctly, it's going to give you a lot of results. This card is just, the reason to play this leader is literally because you get to play Kiemon, and Kiemon is a really obnoxious card that does deserve to be considered like one of the best cards. The leader itself is not terrible. Sometimes his ability is good. Being able to untap 2, being able to keep up a Gibson or play a blocker or just extend your plays is really important, especially if you're trying to do the Oden ability. Sometimes with like regular Kiemon, yeah, they get to play 1 turn earlier if they want, like if they get to do it. But like the cost of using his ability, it's costly. Like 3 energy is hard, and this leader does get to mitigate that and have more explosive turns because of that reason. So yeah, really nice leader to play. And with that being said, that's all I have for today. Thank you all for watching, and have a good day.